is now in its 11th edition and is the annual flagship event of Set Up a Responsible Business. Each year, ISS brings together a diverse group of stakeholders to engage in meaningful dialogue and develop actionable roadmaps across key sustainability issues and industry sectors, and driving momentum towards sustainable practices. At CRB, we believe integrating sustainable business principles is essential for future proofing companies and aligning them with greater purpose. These principles should be deeply embedded in a business's core values, informing both its strategies and operations. This year, the ISS is at India Habitat Center from 13 to 15 November under the theme Sustainability 2.0, leveraging opportunities, balancing trade offs, and navigating pitfalls. My name is Shubham Trivedi. I'm a program officer at Center for Responsible Business, and today we are in conversation with Meghajeet to discuss the upcoming session on advancing gender equality through voluntary sustainability standards, from commitments to actions. Welcome, Meghajeet. Would you like to tell us a little about yourself?
Yeah, thank you so much, Subham, for having me in this interview and just to have the dialogue around gender. So, firstly, I would like to introduce myself. So, I am Dr. Meghajit Sharma Sijugurumayum, and I currently work as a postdoctoral fellow with the Alliance of Biodiversity and CIAT. And in my current position, I'm contributing to the Gender Equality Initiative and the Agroecology Initiative under the CGIAR. So yeah, that's a little bit about me, and I'm based in Bangalore.
Great to have you, Meghajeet, today. Uh, Starting about the session, could you briefly explain the work and mission of Alliance of Biodiversity International and CIAT? And also, I understand ICL is the co-host for this session. Would you
Yeah.
like to talk a little about it?
Yes, sure. So the Alliance of Biodiversity and CIAT, we are a research institution which is a part of the CGIR, Collectives of Research Institutions. We deliver research-based solutions on environmental like issues, like particularly like climate change and any other crisis that may impact the welfare of the social communities. In the alliance, we also focuses around biodiversity, sustainability, as well as gender is one of our cross-sectional themes in all of our initiatives. So particularly for this work that we are doing with engaging with VSS voluntary sustainability standards, we partner with ICL. So ICL has been like kind enough to like let us work with their collectives of like VSS that are under their registrations. So this is under the Gender Equality Initiative, and the work package title is Voice, where we look at encouraging VSS to further their commitments towards gender equality and integrating gender equality outcomes in their supply chain, and also answering to not only questions around like why is it important to incorporate gender equality, but also how do we do it. And so we provide support to their collective of organizations, and ISIL have been a great partner to work with.
Thanks, Meghaji. Thank you for giving us an introduction and also the work that Alliance Biodiversity and ICL has been doing.
Mhm.
Starting with the session, why do you think is it essential for businesses to advance gender equality in supply chains for long-term sustainability?
Yeah, first, thanks for the question. And firstly, I have to say this is just a great question for us to start the conversation. So I think like advancing gender equality is not only a social imperative, but also a business and sustainability priority. First, let me speak from a business perspective. It has been always been demonstrated by a lot of the research studies and the business cases that a business model or a system that is more diverse, that promotes inclusivity and enables diverse workforce participation, is always more resilient and more innovative, particularly taking in context of when women is or women are meaningfully considered in business models, and marginalized communities are considered and purposefully integrated meaningfully in their business models. They tend to bring unique insights and skills that can lead to productivity, enhanced efficiency, and innovativeness. And it have also been demonstrated that a lot of the companies with more diverse workforce and inclusive supply chain tends to outperform those without. Secondly, from a sustainability perspective, gender equality itself is a core pillar of the Sustainable Development Goals, SDG 5, and supply chain actors, institutions, companies with firm commitment towards advancing gender equality are better positioned to meet broader sustainability development goals, including environmental stewardships, commitments, community well-being. Another contextual example what I would like to bring about is it is it has been widely shown, and it's quite a well-known factor as well, that women often play a critical role in um, resource management and can drive sustainable practices at the grassroots level, and also like ensuring that women are included and valued in supply chain not only directs back some of the economy and wealth redistribution, but also have positive improvement community outcomes. And one last thing that I would like to add is about, and this relates mostly to the business front, that addressing gender equalities can not only reduce business risks such as legal issues, reputational damages, and disruptions caused by unequal treatments of workers, but by also advancing gender equality, business can not only fulfill um, their corporate social responsibility, but also create more sustainable and stable supply chain. So yeah, that's why like I feel it's important and a critical issue to for business and sustainability. Yeah.
That was a great answer, Meguji. Thank you for contextualizing gender equality and also backing it by research.
Yeah.
Um, for next question, I would like to talk about a little about voluntary sustainability standards. For the uninitiated, would you like to talk about how to voluntary what is voluntary sustainability standards for the uninitiated first, and how do you think it is helpful in promoting gender equality within supply chains?
Yeah, I feel voluntary sustainability standards are those sort of like bodies which supports companies in trying to make uh, promote, like for instance, sustainability practices, set standards for them to operate, to like derive just justices in terms of like business, to make sure that some of the standards, like in terms of meeting environmental standards or be it like human cost standards, so they have like unique position and unique capability to like influence change in supply chain. For instance, like in terms of like voluntary sustainability standards and their contributions towards promoting gender equality in supply chain, there have been a lot of commendable efforts in the past, and it's continuing. There are a lot of VSS that has frameworks, like from those in fair trade, better cotton, rainforest alliance, just to name a few. They already have like included gender specific criteria that encourages companies to take more considerations around inclusion, to promote fair wages and equitable working conditions. These standards not only ensure that women have access to opportunities, leadership position, and safe working conditions, but also incentivizes business to adopt inclusive practices. But what I feel is, despite all of this, there is still room for improvement, particularly in terms of consistent reinforcements and monitoring of the ongoing practices and interventions that they are currently adopting. But again, what I like to bring back again to the conversation is VSS are in uniquely positioned. They have the capability to not only derive change in the grassroots level, but also influence institutional level change, systemic changes by influencing buyers and power actors within the supply chain. They can do this by setting gender equality standards. They can guide through this. They can guide business and in purchasing decisions to prioritize suppliers committed to empowering women. This influence can also ripple throughout the supply chain, encouraging other actors to adopt similar practices and create a more equitable environment for women. So yeah, I think like there have been commendable efforts and ongoing continuous commitment and a lot of recognition as well that this needs to be a centrality to their efforts towards setting standards. So yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Milkajit. Thank you for talking about voluntary sustainability standards and how would they really promote gender equality in supply chains. Thanks. Coming to our next question. What do you think is the key focus of this session and how does it aim to address gender equality in market systems?
Yes, the key focus is again gender equality. We are really like forcing towards advancing gender equality and bringing that out into the key conversations of the conference. So yeah, like this session is actually we see as a continuation of our last year's ISS 2023 session, where we started talking about why gender should be a central theme and why people need to start considering it into their systems and standards. And what we received as feedback from last year's session was about a hunger for understanding. Now that we have understood why gender equality is important and crucial, how do we go about it? What do we need to do? How do we address gender equality and promote it in our own supply chains? So the focus of this session is on the how part of the question. How do we do it? So in this session, we will explore practical pathways from moving commitments to action regarding gender equality. We expect contributors will present insights from a new toolkit that the ICL and Alliance is working together. We will be releasing more updates on it, so like please look out for it, and other resources that designate to facilitate this transition from commitment to action. Another focus will be on understanding programmatic strategies that various organizations are adopting to address gender equality throughout their standards, programming, and monitoring learning evaluations and impact assessments. And so throughout the sessions, the participants will hear from different VSs across sectors, sharing critical reflections, opportunities, challenges, and experiences with their own strategies, and also highlighting the promise for advancing gender equality in their supply chain. So this will be our central focus for this year's session, that is answering to how do we address gender equality in some of the supply chains and market systems.
Thanks, Megaji. Thank you for talking in very detail about this session. Okay, so now who do you think should attend this session and what insights or benefits do they expect to gain?
I think the session is open for all. Everyone is welcome, to be honest. But yes, I think the session would be very beneficial for a wide range of stakeholders, particularly like corporate sustainability leaders and supply chain managers. I feel they would benefit from the insights on enhancing gender equality in their operations. We also encourage like NGOs and advocacy groups dedicated to gender equality and sustainability development are all to attend the session. Again, government and policy representatives in crafting frameworks that supports gender equality in market systems will find our information valuable. Additionally, VSS representatives who are seeking to understand how to integrate gender equality will find that kind of discussions beneficial. Also, lastly, to mention like researchers and academics and students who are just foraging into the field of like understanding and advocating for gender sustainability studies and supply chain management will also gain insights. So I think like it's open for all. Everyone's welcome to like have meaningful dialogues through our sessions towards advancing gender equality. Yeah.
Great, Megajit. I also do think that there is something for everyone in this session.
Yeah.
And we look to 15th of November for this session.
Yeah.
Do join us and do for everyone else attending the session can register with the QR code on the screen. That also ends these questions and takes us to the other round, which is rapid fire. Are you excited for it, Megajit?
Yeah, I'm excited and quite nervous as well. I'll try to give my best.
Okay, so we have about 7, 8 questions. Let us
So,
see.
yeah,
What does VSS stand for?
voluntary sustainability standards.
Okay, great. Can you name two VSS committed to gender justice and improving the livelihoods of women?
Fair trade, better cotton.
Great. Which sustainable development goal do you think focuses on gender equality?
SDG 5.
Great. Name other two SDGs that can be achieved through SDG 5.
There will be SDG goal zero, like hunger, zero hunger, as well as like elevations of poverty.
Zero hunger and emissions and poverty. We'll come to it later, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Now, what are the two key benefits that you think businesses that support women empowerment gain?
Can you please repeat the question again?
So, what are the two key benefits for businesses that support women's empowerment?
So two business benefits, right? So if we look into it, like training, like targeting the right women because they are also like key contributors to their businesses in at the grassroots level, as well as like having a woman separate woman committee for them so that they can like voice out their concerns and like incorporate their voices. So yeah,
Great. Next question. What does MELIA stand for?
monitoring, evaluation, learning, and impact assessment.
Great. That makes it 7 for 7. Can you recommend a sustainability related book or podcast you have recently engaged with?
Yes, there is a book that I worship. It's called Everyday Sustainability, and it's written by Derabati Sen. It is based on like her anthropological explorations in the small tea sector and the tea sector in Darjeeling in in West Bengal. So she provides a lot of like granular contextual informations on gender equality and how and what it means to like in properly and meaningfully incorporate gender. So yeah, that is a good book.
Yeah. Thanks for your recommendation.
Yeah,
What are you most looking forward at ISS 2024?
I think one of the things that I'm really looking forward to is networking, because it's always like interesting to like share perspective and the sort of solidarity that this platform gives the ISS, the energy that we get from the fellow colleagues who are attending that, it's just like an experience of its own. And even though like conferences can be a bit exhausting, like I do get energized from the kind of conversations and the dialogues that we share. The solidarity is what matters. I think that is one thing that I'm looking forward to.
Yeah. Thanks, Megaji.
Thank you so
The
much.
last question.
Mm.
The last question. If you could solve one global sustainability issue overnight, what would it be?
Once there would be again, I think gender, because I think like the world would change a lot, and it would be a much better place if we are able to resolve some of the or achieve some of these sustainability development goals, SDG 5. Some of the indicators are fulfilled, and it would be really nice. Yeah,
Yeah. Thanks, Megaji. Thank you for joining us today.
yeah,
For everyone attending this live LinkedIn Live, do remember to register and meet us at ISS 2024 on 15 November. Thanks.
yeah. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Megaji.